And first up is a strange film. It's a Chinese film with English subtitles, which will put a lot of people off. It shouldn't. It's being advertised everywhere, which is how I picked up on it. And looking at the press reviews is very highly thought of. The film's called Assembly. It's due out on DVD and Blu-ray for the first time. It's a day and date release for high definition lovers. And it's due in stores tomorrow. Let's have a look at the brief details.
Based on a true story, Captain Gu Zidi leads an infantry unit consisting of just 46 men on a mission to defend the south bank of the Wen River. Their orders are to fight until the retreat assembly call is charged. That call never comes. After many long hours of defence and with ammunition running out, men are falling hard and fast. The realisation dawns on Gu Zidi that the call might have been missed in the heat of battle, contributing to the deaths of those under his command. Waking in hospital after a brutal campaign, Gu Zidi believes the last of his men sacrificed themselves during the deadly engagement, but he is shocked to discover that they have been deemed missing, or worse, deserters. He returns to the site of the battle, determined to prove the existence of the 46 heroes he fought with and honour their glorious deaths.
Proceeding in alphabetical order, next up is Bonnie and Clyde. It's due out on a new DVD. It's been available on a DVD for a while, but this is a much spruced up version of the print with some very generous extras on special edition DVD and also high definition Blu-ray format. Now, if you're a high definition lover, please do not buy this disc. As is usual with these cases, this 40th anniversary edition, which actually came out in America several months ago, is available in much better form on import, and for once it's a region-free Blu-ray. A lot of Blu-rays are not, but this is one that will safely play in the UK. You can get it for about £4 cheaper than the UK on import, and you get a nice 25-page booklet with it as well. Whereas here in the UK, what do we get? A warning about Blu-ray players and not so much as a chapter index. Rip off Britain. Just don't give them your money, please. Next up is Charlie's War. It's on standard DVD only, there isn't a high definition version. Starring Tom Hanks and Juliet Roberts and written by Aaron Sorkin, who's best known for the West Wing TV series that ran for 7 years. Seriously underrated and not much seen here in the UK because of the way the BBC insisted on shoving it around the schedules and changing the days of the week, the times of the week, etc, etc, etc. Is the film worth seeing? I think it is, but it's not a great film. It's comparable to an average episode of The West Wing, I would say. It's certainly not as good as the best of the episodes were. What it is worth seeing for is some outstanding acting performances, not only from Tom Hanks and Juliet Roberts, but also from Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is just hilarious as a sort of CIA operative. It seems only a couple of weeks ago I was reviewing a catalogue title from the BBC's Doctor Who series. That's the original series, not the new series with David Tennant that's broadcasting at the moment. In fact, it was only a couple of weeks ago. The reason for this new release, The Invasion of Time, is to cash in on all the publicity around the Doctor's latest aliens, the Sontarans, who've been revamped for the new series, and a two-part story featuring them was finished transmission last night. There's a box set of all the archived Sontaran episodes available. I haven't had a look at that, but one of the titles included in that box set, which hasn't been available on DVD now, is The Invasion of Time, which comes out on a 2-disc DVD. Why it's a 2-disc, other than to justify a hike in price, I have no idea, because the extras are very thin, very short duration. This time around, the Doctor gets invaded for 4 episodes by what appears to be some Baker foil on this home planet of Gallifrey, which turns out to be an underground car park, a quarry pit and a former mental hospital. Yeah, the budget wasn't high in the old days, and if you've got kids who've got tuned to the new Doctor Who, they will just laugh at you if you bring out this new one. But for those of us that remember Tom Baker with fondness, there's a lot of comedy in this new role. He actually got away with murder. This was an episode that was rushed out during industrial action at the end of a series and was written at the last minute to replace another series. So there's a lot of humorous lines that would not ordinarily have have been included. So it's fun for those of us who like a bit of nostalgia. And it's worth adding, I'll have a fuller review of that title in the DVD review show, which will be appearing later this week before our next weekly show. Been a couple of catalogue titles released on Blu-ray this week. What do I mean by catalogue? Well, if these two titles are anything to go by, it's a title that's typically in the DVD bargain bins at £3 or £4 that the film companies are trying to squeeze the last few bits of money out. To be fair, they're selling the high-def Blu-ray versions at £12 or £13, which is fairly cheap. I haven't had a look at The First Knight, starring Sean Connery. It's a retelling of the Arthurian legend, but by all accounts is not very good. I have, however, had a quick look at The Devil's Own. I guess part of the reason for this title being pushed out is it stars Harrison Ford, who's all over cinema magazines and trailers at the moment with the upcoming Indy Jones movie, and Brad Pitt. By the way, while I'm on the subject of movies, a future shiny disc will be Iron Man, launched in cinemas this week. I got to see it and it's well worth seeing on the big screen. It degenerates in its last act into something of a Transformers knockoff, but up to that point it's really good fun. Highly recommended, and if you do go and see it, don't leave the cinema when the credits start to roll. Unfortunately, the credits are ridiculously long, with everyone, their dog and their milkman named, but if you hang around you will see a nice little teaser with clues to not only the next film in this franchise but maybe another one too, and a Hollywood A-list seller makes an appearance, so look out for that. However, we're not here to talk about films showing at theatres, we're here to discuss shiny discs. Here are the details on The Devil's Own. That's it with the previews. It just remains for me to award my Shiny Disc of the Week award, which I give to the best disc I've seen in the last 7 days. This may be a disc that was released last week, it may be a disc that's due for release next week that I've managed to get hold of early, or it may be a disc that I've only just caught up with months after it was released. Let's have a look at my Shiny Disc of the Week. That's it for this week. We'll be here weekly from now on, and we'll also have some extra shows during the week, so watch out for those on shinydiscs.com, where you can also make a comment on this show or suggestions for things you'd like to see included in future shows. As discs are reviewed, I tend to post a quick one-line summary on Twitter, so if you're on Twitter, please follow Shiny Discs. If you just want to go and have a quick look at what Twitter's about and what I've been posting there, it's twitter.com/shinydiscs. Hope to see you next week, and I hope you enjoyed the show this week. Thanks for watching.